back in the early 70s.
Yeah, I watched him from a very close distance for 2 years.
Yes, you did. Tip controlled by the Tar Heels, and here we go. This is Elliot Cadeau, the sophomore out of West Orange, New Jersey.
He's there by himself. And that's not to say there are other guys who are going to be joining him.
As that's Demetrius Lilly. You got to keep an eye on him.
It's important for a visiting team in this building to get off to a big start.
And there's Lilly off the glass against a much smaller Seth Trimble.
And that's the only reason he came back, is his alma mater. You know, he was out of the game, thought he was retired. Really unforced error that time.
And there's a three by Jaleel White. McKeithen pitches it out to White. Thought about pulling the trigger. And now they got a mismatch underneath. Looked like White got away with an elbow, and there's a takeaway. Davis to the rack, and one.
Exactly what Davis needed to get off the schneid, shooting the ball, getting out in transition.
Out of your respective schools, you at Duke, him at Carolina, you guys are both in the top 10 all-time in the ACC scoring. As there's a nice left-handed drive by the freshman Ian Johnson.
And North Carolina, too, they haven't been settling for the three. They've been attacking the basket, great defensive play. The secondary defender and get the block.
That's a nice bounce pass, and the bucket is good.
Well, you have to.
Trimble, the head fake, the foul on Marrero.
In the corner like that, right there, you can't see. Good, big double team, active like that. There's just no. Well, we talked to Fran Dumpy yesterday, and he said, you know, for the last 5 games, they've been a great finish there.
They need this guy to start making shots. Bang, bang. In from Belmont this year. He has this year and another year and has really struggled. There's Jones with a basket at the other end. Deuce.
Different result, but great foul.
What do you think?
I'm sure they're listening, so we'll take that under advisement.
I don't know if they're listening.
Wow, listen.
There's a takeaway, 2-on-1, and left-handed. That's a nice move by Deuce Jones. This guy your year. That's a nice move to the rack by Elliot Cadeau, his first bucket.
Attacking the basket, not settling for jump shots.
That's a beautiful pass, and then another one. Acker, his first. R.J. Davis left alone in the corner and rattles it in. Catch and move, he's got it make. And then a turnover at the other end. Good pass from Ian Jackson, and laying it in is Withers, his second basket. Carolina might be off to a slow start. There's a nice pass, and Davis had it knocked away, and then Jackson bangs it in from the corner.
Well, and let's make mention of the fact, too, that they've got the 7th toughest strength of schedule in the country. You know, they're playing against some pretty stout competition where they are.
That's a nice pass. McKeithen to Jones, who lays it in. And North Carolina certainly has a number of transfers here, along with young players.
I think the nature of college basketball that most teams will look different as the season goes. You know, I don't know that any coach has a feel for how their team looks in November.
How about that?
Named Deuce. He's got to have a great mid-range game. And what a terrific finish. Absorbing the. He's got some foul issues. Try to hide guys.
Isolation play there. That's a nice offensive move by Lubin, the SEC, and not have something going for you, right?
Yeah, he's going to settle in, I would think.
And he gets a big rejection right there. That's a shame. That young man went out there to clean off the floor, and there's a lane at the other end.
I understood.
Yeah, that's right. It was priceless. Oh, boy, wide open. All time was the Walter Davis shot.
Yep.
And old Carmichael wide open. Good feed underneath. A lot of minutes here for ATN in this one. Carolina's had very good success down low, and that's a nice move.
Yep.
And Dayton will host Marquette tonight. Dayton has won 8 of its first 10 games. That's a nice kiss off the glass in the first bucket by McKeithen. Great pass. Penetration by Cadeau and an easy lay-in for RJ.
I mean, look, it was just the shot clock was winding down, and then.
So while sold out, not completely filled at the Dean Dome today, there's Davis way downtown and nothing but net for RJ.
On the map, on North Carolina.
Bang, bang.
Had a chance to tie it or break the record, Tom.
I bet that at the end of the day probably bummed him out. It's a pretty cool building to have the all-time record as a visiting player.
Yes, sir. 37.
And McKeithen. Still having a hard time finding it from 3, and there's an easy one.
You know, going forward, you're going to be able to lock in, and next week is going to be very critical, not getting ahead of ourselves.
We'll have 2 games from the Dean Dome coming up as Cadeau drops one in.
And, SMU's travel, and they're coming from the AAC, and they're traveling. That's the way that Frank McGuire recruited me to the University of South Carolina.
Yep.
How about that?
That's right. He
missed,
no doubt,
on picking up on it.
He only got one interview last offseason. That was with Atlanta. It's been a breakout game here today. That length of time away from improving to 6-4 on the year, and there's Tyson again.
You know, the type of guy, type of guy that he is, and the type of coach that he is.
Impressive looking.
That's freshman. I kind of wondered about when he went out there and took that job, what kind of fit that would be.
Yeah.
Be important minutes for Acker to get out there and get acclimated to his team and get some minutes on the floor.
Now 6'10", he's light. As there's a 3 at the other end, knocked down by playing in a bowl game for the first time since 2017. And yes, Snoop is going to be with us in the booth.
Well, I was going to ask you about your playlist.
Now, see, Martha Stewart, her a little closer to my age group, and this has just been.
They've run the high pick and roll, and that roll guy has been open.
Trimble acrobatic into there, lays it in.
Yeah, the steady growth as a player, and then this year the big breakout year. Thought about from the portal, and has been rewarded. And boy, how about the inside? Everybody just kind of had him locked in as a standstill shooter.
It's down to 8 minutes a game. He's played more than that in this second half alone. And a 3. Left hand in midair for Drake Powell. Got into a game. Yep. Then last year he was a 6-man. Had a good year as a 6-man. Got the 3rd most votes for the ACC's 3rd Man of the Year award. As Acker hits another 3. That's a good sign for them.
Yeah, and he looked at me, he goes, I don't even know what I'm doing. And he looked like he couldn't even get served in a bar.
Yeah. The job here at North Carolina is here's a 3 by and Wes Miller. And Hubert got the job now 4 years ago, and Miller in his 4th season at Cincinnati. And oh boy, you're going good.
And I'm watching it, I'm reinforcing it. Just from a confidence standpoint, just to say, you know what, the ball.
Batted outside and wide open. Oh boy, Carolina has not long time. Their percentage isn't all that great from 3-point range in a game. They're 11 of 31, but it's 11. How about that?
This is a tough time of the year to navigate because you've gone through a really intense November. And
he did get some bump. And I was going to swing by there and spend my own money. Is that one field goals in the game? 3 of them from 3 and make it another. That was nothing but lights out right there. The Florida Gators ranked number 9, and UCLA will be in the top 17-18 after another win today.
They've got to get some big-time non-conference wins on their resume.